Let's talk about James Gunn's Superman. This video will not have any spoilers. In my opinion, the big headline from this version of Superman is James Gunn has restored heart and humanity to a beloved, iconic superhero. What do I mean by that? Well, I was not a fan of Zack Snyder's take on the character. I know people have different opinions on this. Henry Cavill was and is an amazing physical specimen and did a great job of helping us to visualize Superman, but that version of Superman was this super self-serious, grim, dark, mopey, sad Superman that was sent to Earth to die for humanity's sins. The Superman that I grew up with is much more similar to the Superman that we see in James Gunn's version of the movie. He is sweet and sad and fun and quippy and relatable. He's much more like a normal, average, everyday dude who's just trying to do some good in the world, and in my opinion, that makes him a superior version of the character. I think because of Snyder's DC Universe, Superman as a character has been wandering in the desert for a really long time, metaphorically speaking, and I'm so glad that James Gunn's version of the character has kind of put him back on the right course. Another thing I want to tell you about the Superman movie is it begins in media res. This is not an origin story. We do not see all the Krypton stuff from Richard Donner's Superman or Zack Snyder's Superman or anything like that. Instead, James Gunn assumes you already know a bunch of the Superman stuff. You already know what kryptonite is. You already know that he works at the Daily Planet. You know all that stuff. And as a result, I think Gunn feels more free to take time and explore some other aspects of the Superman story. What is his relationship like with Lois Lane? How does he feel about his Kryptonian parents? Things like that. But I almost think he might take it a little too far. There are so many characters in this film and so many cool, fantastical sci-fi ideas. As a result, it does end up feeling a little bit overstuffed. The movie's only around 2 hours long. It feels like it should have been 2.5 to 3 hours long to really get done everything you wanted to get done. The action in this movie is really intense. If you saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3, there was this big scene in a hallway that was all done in one long shot that was like ultra wide angle lens, really close up to characters. And James Gunn shoots almost this entire movie like that. Like even the dialogue scenes are shot like that. It gives the whole movie this feeling of immediacy and intensity, and some people might find it tiresome, but I personally find it refreshing after seeing a lot of action scenes in superhero films that look exactly the same. Final thing I want to mention is the cast. Theoretically, this movie should kick off a whole DC universe. We will see if it does that. But if it does, I think they've chosen a great cast. David Corenswet, who plays Superman, and Rachel Brosnahan, who plays Lois Lane, I think have great chemistry together, and they actually bring heat to their relationship, which is not something you see very often in superhero films. Like, when's the last time you saw people kissing passionately in a Marvel movie? But all the other actors are wonderful. In particular, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. He was probably my favorite performance in the film. This is one of the best versions of Lex Luthor I think we've ever seen. So I don't know if people are going to like this movie, but I had a great time, and I hope James Gunn gets another chance to realize his vision of a fully fleshed out DC universe. I'm David Chen. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give me a like and subscribe. See you later.